Hello friends and family, and welcome to the Cave Talk. Too often we see top-level talent rise to the occasion and wonder what that person has done to become the best. We hear about their achievements and what they've accomplished. However, what we don't hear about are the experiences they go through and the habits they've created to get there. Join me, along with my co-host Malik Amin, as we sit down with next-level individuals to hear how they achieve success, conquer their defeats, and the experiences they've encountered along the way. Resilience, grit, and authenticity, you're sure to learn what it takes to become the best version of yourself.
The Cave Talk.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Cave Podcast. It's Malik Amin throwing it in this time. I'm here with the host, Jordan Amin, and our guest today, the one and only Dominic Abounader.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, Dom? Dom's a wrestler out of Team Lebanon, All-American at the University of Michigan. How many times you win Big Tens? Once, Big Ten champ, and just an awesome all-around dude. Pretty lucky to wrestle with him for the 5 years we did at Michigan. Malik and him have some funny stories wrestling, going through the international circuit together.
Dom used to bully me when I was in college.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Dom was the team, a little bit of the team, like the brute back at Michigan.
George thought he was. I think Dom. If you did a poll on who thought they were the boss or the guy who was actually the boss, George would definitely be the guy who thought he was, and Dom was definitely the guy who ran shit around there. But
yeah, definitely. Especially when we had our airsoft wars.
Oh my god,
that was crazy.
And those got heated.
It was so bad.
Until people started getting the
CO2
ones.
You and Miles got into it.
No, Brian Murphy.
No,
Brian
Murph and Miles.
Yeah, Murph and
Murph
Miles.
and Miles.
Murph was literally just taking shotgun bullets to the chest. Shotgun bullets of airsoft.
I don't know how we didn't get the cops called on us.
Yeah, what?
Didn't we?
Somebody painted over the orange thing too. That's how you tell. It's an airsoft gun.
Yeah.
I forgot who did that. So stupid.
My car got screwed too because I was driving the little red Chevy Cruze and freaking I don't know who it was. I think it was Logan Massa. I don't remember.
I would not be surprised.
They destroyed my car. Like I had to pay for it when I turned in the lease. It was horrible.
I stole Stefan's shotgun. He got so mad.
Oh, yeah,
Well, I was thinking he didn't do anything about it. He's like he sent you really passive aggressive text.
Yeah.
It was like
I felt bad after
and then he
that.
bought a sniper.
Yeah, because he paid like $800, something like
No,
not $800,
no,
something
no.
crazy.
It was like $100
over $200.
No, for that
for a
shotgun?
sniper.
Oh, that sniper. Yeah, sniper was like $150. He didn't even use it. I don't think he ended up using
The
it.
battle was done then. We made amends.
Yeah, that was over at that point.
Stefan's the king of impulse buying things, like right after they're done being popular. He'd like the airsoft guns. Like, why would you buy that? We're done. Like we made amends after. Remember what happened? Payne and everybody came up the stairs in our house, and Miles
Yeah, that
lost
was
it.
me.
Lost
and
it.
Payne.
Miles lost
That's
it.
what I meant. That's
Me,
what
Payne,
you
and
got to
Brian.
do with Miles.
We
yeah.
freaking unlocked your guys' basement door, snuck in through the
These guys
basement.
thought
You
they were
guys
SEAL
were
Team 6.
They were talking about plans to get us back.
Austin
and we
was-
busted through the door and shot them all.
Austin hid in that little corner.
Yeah, so did I, man. I didn't want to get shot. Somebody had the drum gun. AO had that drum gun, remember?
Yeah.
And
It
somebody
got a little out of hand.
Yeah, somebody
but-
took that Tommy gun. That thing is so unfair. It's like a CO2 Tommy gun. It was shooting like 40 bullets per second.
Was that during the
Stupid.
summer or was that during school?
Yeah. Just like running around Ann Arbor shooting each other with airsoft guns.
Yeah. There wasn't many people on campus.
Man,
though.
that would have been
I
sick
don't
during
think.
quarantine.
That would have been
We
good
didn't think
in
about that.
quarantine.
That people should have.
Speaking of quarantine, what have you been doing to train throughout quarantine? I know a lot of athletes have to adapt to that now. So
Yeah, so early on, I wasn't able to get a lot of lifting in, but I started running a lot, which I don't usually like to do. But I kind of just forced myself to do some distance running. And I think in general, the Michigan wrestling team kind of took on that challenge. I know Jack Bedley was pushing a lot of guys.
yeah, he was heading it all. Jack Medley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pantaleo ran a marathon, half marathon. So Miles did a bunch of running. So I kind of just jumped on that train and started doing some distance running, which I don't usually do. But it challenged me in a different way, kept my mind sharp. And then I actually started out working out at the cave with you, Jordan.
Yep.
Getting back into some lifting. And then
Was that was like kind of one of the, because I remember you telling me that was like the first hard lift, heavy lift that you got in.
I had some dumbbells from my fiance's parents that I took from their house.
Yeah.
Some like 25s and 30s, just trying to do whatever I could.
Right.
And then once I was able to get back into a gym like the cave or
Barwis,
Barwis Methods,
Yeah.
we're working now at Barwis, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, everybody that talks about Barwis methods always says good things.
Trying to get Mike on here, actually.
Yeah.
I was to talk to Mike soon.
Yeah, it's the real deal.
Was that the first time you were ever doing it, or you've done it before?
I did it before for, I want to say like 4 months maybe.
Okay.
And then I stopped. I shouldn't have stopped. I mean, they're amazing workouts. They're really difficult lifts. So it's definitely helping us.
Daringer was in here a few weeks ago, and he was saying he literally felt stronger after like 5 lifts.
Yeah, they help a lot, and it's a lot of mobility, which I like a lot because I don't want to just lift heavy weights and be stiff.
Right.
It's a lot of mobility and a lot of like things that are geared toward wrestling, hamstring, core.
Right.
So it's really good.
Yeah, it's super targeted, is from what I hear.
Yeah.
For wrestling.
It just depends. I guess like for us, like we used to work out with football a little bit too. I've been going there for about 9 years, I think, until they opened. Yeah, 2011. So they do like hockey. Oh, you look at the athletes around you too, and you're like, this place has to be good. I mean, Darius Slay was there, Dylan Larkin. I mean, a lot of good athletes, and I know Dom can attest.
He had
to
his
it
own
too.
TV show, didn't he, Barwis, for a while? Or he was on a TV show?
Yeah, he had what is it called? Something muscle. Like real muscle.
He was on some TV show.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, but it's a really cool part. You're walking in and Brandon Graham's getting done with his workout.
Yeah.
And you're about to start
and
up.
you see his picture on the wall of him at that with the Super Bowl trophy.
You shoot the shit with him a little bit. It's
yeah,
cool.
they're cool guys, man. Yeah.
You got to feel a level of like eliteness when you're training there at that point, when you have a whole bunch of professional athletes.
Whole bunch of guys, Michigan guy, Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Right.
Got the scout for the Browns.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he's a good guy, DPJ.
What about wrestling?
We've been finding some spots here and there, just guys that'll open up the room for us.
Yeah.
I've been wrestling pretty much the whole time, but not on a regular schedule.
Low key.
Yeah, Monday and then a Friday and then following Sunday and kind of all over the place. Not like a schedule where I'm, trying to improve weekly, just kind of more staying in shape and just keeping my timing down and things like that. But now we got a schedule going. We got Barwis. We're wrestling 3 times a week. So it's really good training right now. But definitely during quarantine, it was rough finding a place to work out.
Yeah, didn't Sergey have you working out in the parks?
Yeah,
and,
we
wrestling on ground.
Went up to Veterans Park, ran the hills, and we were drilling in the grass and
whatever you have to do.
Yeah, we're actually working out constant pressure right now in Romulus.
Yeah, that's what Zach Wood said.
He told us, yeah, the super nice guy.
Pretty nice complex.
Super
really
nice
nice.
complex.
Yeah.
They have a sauna.
Cam was saying they had
light,
like a workout area, sauna,
everything.
Yeah, they got a red light therapy room.
Wow,
we got to do something for them, like run a camp or something to help them out.
For
sure.
I mean, they hooked us up.
They have.
Yusuf's using that red light thing every day after practice.
Is he?
Yeah, the Vets Park stuff is funny though. Every single time we'd go there, started off one warm up lap around the whole thing,
bro.
Sergey probably loved that.
Listen,
then it got
90,
to 2, then 3, then we did like 4 or 5 warm up. I'm like, it's 2 miles.
Yeah, but still, how hot? It was so hot too.
Yeah, the sun
that
so
was
hot,
beating hot.
And it's like, remember the lady? There's this like yoga lady. She goes, sir. She talks to Sergey. She's like, "You want to move to the shade?" And he goes, "No, it's good." She literally says, like seriously, like in a serious voice, "You're killing them." And so he goes, "Ah,
they're fine."
Like she thought she was joking, but she was like actually serious. Like, "You're killing those kids." And he's like, "Okay, we're done. All right, hill sprints." I'm like, "Oh my god, Sergey."
Yeah, that hill's no joke.
You got wrestling in though too a little bit, just like grappling. Kind of.
We did some drilling. That's actually when Ringer first got here.
Yeah.
So that's like when I first started going with him.
Right.
We did some just drilling in the grass and feeling each other out a little bit. And obviously Miles was there too. So
who have been your training partners throughout quarantine? Really?
Miles and Derringer.
Yeah, that's it.
It's pretty
Cameron
much it.
sometimes.
Cameron too.
Yeah.
Logan here and there.
Yeah. How's it been with because you've been training with Miles for years now.
Yeah.
How's it been to add like Daringer into the mix and feel him out?
Yeah, it's a perfect mix. I think a lot of the things he's good at are things that I lack in. I think sometimes I get overwhelmed with hand fighting. He's a really good hand fighter. So it definitely conditions me to stay in my stance and, hand fight the full 6 minutes and get to my attacks. He's got really good head hands defense. So it really forces me to penetrate and get to the leg. So he's been a perfect addition. He's a great guy. That's even more important.
Yeah,
he is.
Energy wise,
He's very team oriented and likes to be around the team.
I think
and hang around
everybody
the guys.
Sean wants to bring in is, first and foremost, going to be a good person and going to contribute to our chemistry that we have
Yeah,
at
absolutely.
Cliff Keen.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you add a cancer to the team, it's going to definitely tear it apart.
Sean's super analytical, stuff like that. Like if Daringer would have been like somebody who really didn't have the values that fit the club, I don't think he would even be here, regardless how good of a wrestler he is. And Alex is super stand-up guy.
It's funny you said that too about like him bringing in a different aspect to your hand fighting and things like that, because Miles was on the UWW show with Eric Olenowski like 2 days ago, live on Instagram, and I was watching it, and he said almost the exact same thing, like how Daringer was able to come in and improve his hand fighting and being physically tough with his hands.
Right. I mean, me and Miles have been
not that you guys aren't, because you guys are both
no,
physically
for sure, but
tough
we've
dudes.
just been battling for like 6 years now, just
Guys
going
know
at
each
each
other.
other every day in practice, almost,
Right.
Every other day we wrestle each other. So we know each other super well.
Right.
And a lot of times when me and Miles wrestle now, we get into a lot of crazy scrambles, but sometimes there's lulls where we, like I could just feel his shots coming. Like
Right.
I've felt it
Yeah,
hundreds
you're
of times.
wrestling him every single day, 3 hours, 2 hours a day.
It's definitely switching things up, and it's a great addition to have. So
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It's definitely been a great addition for other guys too. I know that, so I feel like it's all around a good addition to Cliff Keen
I
and
was
Michigan
supposed to wrestle
wrestling.
them, even though I'm a lot lighter than him. But
I wonder if
wanna
they'll
a
get
feel.
any more smaller guys in now that they have kind
We
of
have
stacked
a lot
up.
of guys, so it's small. We have like me, Dave, Stavon,
That's true.
Pantelio.
That's true.
I mean, I think we need more upper weights for you guys. I think there's 3 guys at 86, and then Adam and Yusuf, but you can't wrestle with Adam.
yeah, I'm
Yusuf
sure
too
we'll
big.
continue to add guys on as it grows. You
Yeah,
know,
we'll see.
it's all funding.
Well, the better we do, the more funding we get. so.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just gotta
Exactly.
keep doing
When's
well.
your next competition?
I'm not for sure yet, but we're trying to get some things in the works. Kind of like Flo's been putting a couple cards together, or maybe trying to get onto a card soon. But
Yeah.
we're still working out some things, so we'll see. But if that doesn't happen, then
Think
maybe
the
an international
world's-
tournament in between. If not, then it would be the World Championships, hopefully
Yeah.
in January. I think they're doing it
December.
December, January. So
Not any of that. You seen that underground wrestling league with the cage?
I said Chel Sonnen's league.
Is it?
I think it's Chel Sonnen's.
Have they contacted you?
no, they haven't contacted. I got a couple different people contact me about things. It's got to be like the right situation, and
Yeah.
talking
You don't
things
wanna
over
get
with Sean, and
Yeah, definitely.
plus, like as we were talking, the training wasn't really great leading up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You
Like,
don't
hey,
want to
you wanna wrestle next week?
To get
yeah.
hurt because
in my opinion, that last Flow Wrestling thing, I think a lot of guys were not in good shape.
That's
or
how you get hurt,
Their
too.
timing
Yeah,
was off,
exactly.
and
You get hurt.
it showed.
Right.
So
Yeah,
being
because
ready
this-
for that stuff.
the past 6 months have been a different training than anybody's
Yeah.
ever been used to.
Exactly.
It should be for. I think they should do an event like that for like charity or something. That'd be cool. Like a
Or
full
just, I
wrestling
mean,
card.
I think it's really just the main goal. Hopefully, I mean, obviously there's money involved, but it's to grow the sport of
Right,
wrestling.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
There's just been nothing on, right?
There's been nothing.
So
It's a perfect opportunity.
having
Yeah.
a card like that is, and I also think it shows that we could do things like that, kind of like how the UFC runs things,
Yeah.
like a fight card.
Yeah.
It shows that after college, there's growth and there's opportunity there.
Right. It all starts somewhere, and it has a pretty
Yeah.
good foundation right now. Hopefully,
Right.
they just continue to grow on it.
As much heat as they've been getting, I think Full Wrestling has done a really, really good job of that.
And from
Yeah.
what I heard, they got good money. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. I think they need to do a little better job with women, like putting women on the card. But I think other than that, I think they've been doing a really good job promoting it. The backstory, like we were saying with
I don't
Ringer.
think that anything starts out perfect, ready to go. You
No,
know what I mean?
no.
You're going to
But-
take your lumps to be able to learn from how you.
Somebody's
have to
always going to
structure
be
it.
excluded too that you didn't account for too. But now they know in the public eye that they need to put women's wrestling on the card. Maybe they didn't do it. I'll give them benefit of the doubt that they didn't do it on purpose. But I think now there's going to be an audience expecting them to put women's wrestling on the card, which I think they should. So
for sure.
Yeah.
it's just I think it's great.
As many people as you could get on a card.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like prelims.
If it's only like
undercard.
4
Well,
people, it's
yeah.
you want to get maybe a couple Greco
Yeah.
matches or
Yeah.
a women's
Right.
So,
match
like,
in
people
there.
can't get their feelings hurt if you're a prelim and you're not like the main event. You just got to know, like,
Right.
eventually work to be there. I mean, if it's not even your end goal to be a main fight.
It's part of the problem,
honestly,
right? Is that the money
yeah.
there has to be enough money to give to people.
I agree with Downey though. I'll actually side with him on the fact that it shouldn't really be about the money. I feel like exposure and growing the wrestling. I mean, money's nice to have in your pocket. Yeah, let's be honest. But
Yeah.
I think
they take the money
Yeah.
though as kind of like a cushion just in
yeah,
case something
yeah.
does
Somebody
happen.
if you're like a big name like a David Taylor, like a Chimizo, yeah, they're gonna pay
Just
you.
think about
well.
for these guys how much money they'd be out if they got hurt from the match.
Yeah,
So
it's
taking
true.
the money is a little
true.
bit of a cushion just in case.
I would
think is what
donate my
people
money to
think.
the other guy. I don't really care. I'd donate to someone else. I'm really not there. I mean, I don't really even need the money to be honest. But I think it's just the exposure is super nice. Like being able to, You know, the way that I wrestle and the way that you wrestle, showing people that, you know, we're different than college, you know?
And the weight classes are sometimes different. Some guy you might never wrestle. You can wrestle in a card on an agreed weight.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
where you may never wrestle him in a normal UWW setting.
Like you could wrestle Bo Nickel.
Right.
I mean, Bo Nickel's huge now. I don't know if he'd be able
I
to
think,
wrestle.
too, that it also gives people that do compete from different countries like you guys
it gives
an
us a good
opportunity to show yourselves, because the average person that lives in the United States is going to watch a pay-per-view in the United States rather than a UWW match on their platforms.
Yeah, if you think, like, for UFC is a really good example, a lot of the fighters now are starting to come outside the U.S. Like you look at a lot of matchups, it's not U.S. It might be U.S. Brazil, U.S. Russia, U.S. Well, that guy was from Sweden, but he's really from what's his name, Chimiev. He's actually from Russia. But if you look at all these cards, a lot of foreign athletes are actually coming in and they're competing in the UFC. Like,
well, they do leagues overseas, which are great.
Well, Chimizo's kind of the first one to do that.
Yeah, that's exactly
really.
what I was going to say.
Besides
Chimizo
for Beat the Street
one.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah, but Beat the Streets is I think that's for charity.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, Chimizo's the first one to come in for, like, a card. Like, Beat the Streets, they had, like, USA versus whatever.
USA versus whatever, and then there's highlight matches. I think that got the ball rolling for sure. And then I think Flow Wrestling did a better modified version of it.
Yeah.
I think without coronavirus, I think there'd be a lot of fans there. Especially the one that was cool, was on the roof. That one was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I think they
have a foundation to grow from.
Yeah.
That's
those leagues seem like they're doing well. The
Bundesliga
and
Dave wrestled
what's
that.
the Iranian one? That's even
yeah.
better.
The India.
What is
Indian
it?
one?
They have leagues,
bro.
Wrestling leagues.
Listen.
Really?
Go watch.
They pay good.
You showed me that match, didn't you?
What countries are they in?
I know Iran does
India,
a lot of the
India,
leagues.
Iran. And
They're
Germany.
just like within the country, leagues within the country.
Well, Bundesliga is like a whole
and they
entire
invite people. So like Dave Habit did the Bundesliga,
which is
where
where?
He was flying to Germany, like once every other month to wrestle in a dual meet, and he was getting paid well to do it. Wow. So like things like that are
gives
helps grow the sport.
Opportunity. Yeah, definitely.
It's cool. The Indian League you can watch. They get huge showings.
Yeah, but I didn't even know about it until I talked to Dave. And
Dave showed you. He told me like you want to ultimately go with the Indian League because that's where they pay a lot of money. Like Suslin Romanov was in it. I think like Chikayev was in it. A lot of good wrestlers used.
Well, that's where that Iranian that Mason beat.
Oh, him.
He beat. Petrovishvili.
Yeah. What was his name? I can't remember his name. But yeah, I think there's a lot of money, and I think that it's good that it's not just in the U.S. I think having multiple leagues, then it gives you a bigger pool of athletes. Like maybe there's a guy from India, you want to bring him in for the Flow Wrestling card, you can.
Yeah.
Right.
So
there was there's also, I think for wrestling it's a little bit different of a setup overseas, like in Europe and like in Asia, than it is in the United States. Like I feel like that's like what they've dedicated their whole lives to, as far
Dom
as
knows a little
just
bit more
one
about
freestyle, well, just one style, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You go through here where you're dedicated to like folk style, then you go to collegiate, and then you go back to different styles, and then it's like,
well, definitely in that wrestling belt, Georgia,
right,
Dagestan, Azerbaijan, all those. Right. I mean, wrestling's number one sport.
Yeah,
so
I mean, I've been like noticing more like youth accounts from these little Russian kids, and like they're freaking insane watching these guys wrestle freestyle.
You're talking about the one kid that Flo posted?
Seems like Magomedov or something.
Dude, that kid is gonna.
But not
be
even
so
just him.
good.
There's other kids that are similar.
Number one in the world at 26 kilograms. I saw somebody post.
Him and Kirk can wrestle. Let's see who wins.
How was it, Dom, when you because you decided you had a decision to wrestle for either Team USA or go to Lebanon and start something there. So how was that decision, and how did that process work out for you? Obviously good, but
yeah. So both of my parents are immigrants.
Okay.
My mom's immigrant from Italy. My dad's immigrant from Lebanon. So
you had three different countries to choose from?
Could have, yeah.
4 technically, because wasn't your mom born in Venezuela?
Well, yeah. So my mom's technically an Italian citizen, but she was actually born in Venezuela. So that would have been tricky to do Italy.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, as you know, like you guys are Lebanese. Right. The Lebanese culture and heritage is so strong. Yeah. So that's what I grew up with.
Yeah. Very proud.
It's
just
very
proud.
Yeah. Very like closely knit too. Like
actually, at the time, my grandfather was like really sick. Ended up passing away like right when I made my decision. So that kind of played a part in me wanting to like honor him in a way.
Right.
I was already a citizen.
Right.
So really, all I had to do was get my passport, which wasn't very difficult on my end. It just took time.
Did you travel there when you were younger?
Yeah, so I've gone 2 times when I was younger, and then I've been 2 times when I'm a little bit older. Once last year. So
Okay.
I've been there 4 times.
Wow.
See, we've never been.
No. Yeah. Our grandmother's buried there.
My dad won't let us go right now, just because.
But
even before the bombing.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah.
But the experience of like because it definitely has to be intimidating knowing that there's nothing there, like there's no team there, right? There was no established team.
Yeah, so I initially just got my passport because things just take a long time to do over there. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So I had applied for my passport, I want to say in like April. And I had gotten it in like late July, maybe September. So the first tournament they wanted me to wrestle in was the Asian Games, and it was like a month after I got my passport. So like I had a month to kind of just get ready and train. They registered me for it, and that was my first tournament. No one in Asia really knew who I was at all. Like kind of like Miles with San Marino, like they thought it was a joke. Like Lebanon, like
especially
easy.
it being a brand new team.
Right.
Yeah.
Like this is easy. So I talked to one of the guys, Halil Daya, was actually my coach in Indonesia for the Asian Games. And he kind of explained everything to me. Like they don't really have international athletes. They have like some smaller tournaments and leagues for wrestling in Lebanon, but it's just not big.
Yeah.
And as you guys know, in Lebanon, like there's more important things going on.
Politics are way more important
So
than sports.
sports are like, they're not important.
Right.
You know, it's hard to dedicate your life to a sport when you're in Lebanon because you have to work and you have
Definitely
to
not
take care
seen
of your
like
family.
sports here.
Right.
Not even
Exactly.
close. Yeah.
There's much more opportunity here, you
Right.
know? So I went there, met Halil for the first time. He speaks like pretty good English. So
How did you get into contact with him? You knew him just previously?
He contacted me because he was picked as the coach to represent Lebanon in the Asian Games. So like they let me go. They said I actually had to like send them a couple videos, and they were like, "Oh, you're pretty good." Like, all right. So we want you to wrestle.
Come out and wrestle in front of them or anything?
Oh, they made us do that.
No. So then Halil messaged me like, "I'm gonna be your coach." He asked me like sizes for clothes and stuff.
Shoes number.
Yeah, my shoes number and trouser size, and you know. So I met him out there, and you know we got along. And he was in my corner. My dad came with me on that trip, and my dad speaks fluent Arabic, so I kind of needed him there to communicate with some of the other people on the federation and Olympic committee.
Yeah.
So my dad's been helping me a lot with this process because obviously he speaks Arabic, and a lot of them don't speak English.
Yeah.
So went there, medaled, took silver, and like immediately like kind of got put on the map in Asia at least. You know?
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's I bet you at first though it was kind of like made you anxious, a little bit nervous trying to figure all that out because it's a lot. It's really a lot to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a lot of energy. You know, on top of that, you're trying to stay in shape still in training while you're doing all that. So I'm sure having your dad helping you was huge.
Yeah, and like I said, things just kind of take a while over there.
Yeah.
So it's just always waiting on things. It gets like, you know, I've been on flights where I didn't really know if I was registered for the tournament or not.
Wow.
And it's like,
Oh my God.
we already got the flight. We're headed there.
Yeah,
I need you
hopefully
guys
you
to
are.
register me.
Yeah. Right.
You know, and it's just not as organized, but I mean, they've given me a great opportunity,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
and I know they don't have a lot of money to back it. And, you know, they've given me opportunity to wrestle for them, and I enjoy wrestling for them. And like I said, to my family, it means the world. So,
Right.
being able to like have my name under the Lebanese flag and like hopefully win some medals is like huge.
Right. Yeah, and you know your Jiddo smiling with your grandpa, you know.
Yeah,
knowing
of course.
that-
He's up there smiling, and the people from Lebanon after I medaled was like I was like a celebrity there.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
So
Really?
yeah, I mean,
Oh, that's
I got
awesome,
a ton of messages. I was all over the news there.
Yeah.
All my family was sending me like the news channels in Lebanon. Like
Dominic Abounader, champion.
yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. So.
And that's a tough because you're wrestling in like Asian games. That's a tough freaking area to wrestle in, too.
Yazdani.
Yeah, I wrestled Yazdani
Especially
in the
when you're at
finals.
Yazdani's weight.
He beat me in the finals pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's like my first international competition. I don't want to make excuses, but
Yeah.
he's tough.
Yeah.
He's a really hard guy to
Miles
wrestle.
was
He
talking
beat
about when he
Miles
lost.
up too, man.
Yeah,
Pretty
he's
quick.
He's on you.
Were you like before you were gonna wrestle him? Was it like obviously everybody knows who he is?
Yeah.
Did that play a fact? Because you've never been like watching you wrestle in college and knowing you from the past over 5 years now from college. Like you're not a guy to back down from a match. You don't give a shit who you're wrestling. So like, did you feel any more nervous wrestling him before than everybody else, or no?
Nah, so my first match, I wrestled Thailand, my first international match, and I put it on the guy pretty good. I think I pinned him in like 45 seconds. Yeah. So I was like, man, this international stuff ain't so tough.
Right.
Then I wrestled Kyrgyzstan, and he was a pretty tough guy. He actually took second at the Asian Championships last year. Beat him like 6-5, and that's when Halil was like, well, I knew you were okay, but now I know like you're pretty good, like, because that guy's tough.
Yeah. What did he say after you lost his Donnie? Just so you know, I wasn't going to tell you before the match, but that guy's an Olympic champ.
Yeah, he's like, you didn't know. I wasn't going to tell you and make you nervous, but he is an Olympic champ. I'm like, Halil, I know who he is. But yeah, wrestling Yazdani in the finals, matches like that, I think I enjoy, even though I didn't wrestle very well, obviously. Yeah. I enjoy it because you really have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just, you're just wrestling free. You go out there. If you lose, everybody expected it. And if you win, then, you know, you accomplish your goal and you shock the world. But yeah, I like matches like that. Just, you know, being the underdog I think it's better. Yeah. You know, nothing to lose.
Yeah. So does that build even more excitement to wrestle him, hopefully in the future?
Yeah, of course.
Year? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've just been trying to get back on the mat internationally. It would be awesome.
Has like the quarantine, how it's kind of held you up from wrestling, has that even made you like smell the blood even more?
For sure. Yeah. I think everybody's kind of itching. You know.
For competition, it's kind of annoying just wrestling in practice and not competing.
It's gonna be so interesting to see, like, because the sad reality is if they canceled football, these other sports aren't going to be more than likely competing. And I'm not going to speak early, but like.
Competing, a lot of wrestling programs are going to maybe be cut.
Right. In spite of it, obviously. But like, I'm curious to see how this collegiate season is going to be, because it's like, what do they do with all these athletes to give them another year of eligibility? You know, all these people that are seniors that want to move on. They've been wrestling for 7 years in college now. It's like
Grant Leith is just like, man, I hope
they haven't fully decided on the spring sports, fall sports yet. So we'll see. And then hopefully come November 3rd, things are a little
Do you think that ties into do you think that'll tie into like the same format as international wrestling too? With like you don't think competition?
Yeah. I don't know.
No.
I think unless Japan as the host country has an issue with like people coming, then there could be a problem. Yeah. But I think as a whole, the wrestling community is kind of like, man,
we're done.
We're here to wrestle.
Yeah, we're over this.
I'm curious to see how like spectators is going to be at the Olympics in 2020.
Yeah, that'll be.
Oh, man. I hope that the opening ceremony is like the coolest
because
thing.
That's like that draws the whole world.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think it's a year from now. Hopefully, everything's cleared.
I hope it gets debunked or something. COVID's not real or some stupid thing that comes.
I think it's real. It's a real
conspiracy over here.
Obviously, it's a real thing. I'm just saying, like, for the hope of sports, I hope that it's not as serious as everyone.
No, I definitely think that I'm not a conspiracy theorist either, but I think that there's other things to COVID than we know.
I mean, imagine that you're walking in opening ceremony and there's nobody there.
Yeah,
that would suck.
Yeah, it would suck.
I mean, TV would,
and that's why you do it, right? You do it for the crowd.
Yeah. I literally
especially seeing your home country raise their flag.
That's the only reason why I wrestle.
Like, win the crowd.
Always. I'm like the gladiator.
But if that is the case, no spectators, TV is going to have a field day.
I don't know what you would do. I don't know how these guys are playing sports with. Well, professionally, you're getting paid.
I mean, there's leagues that have been doing it now pretty successfully. I think that's why Harbaugh was pretty mad that the Big Ten said that they're canceling because they thought that they had a good system going. They took the right precautions, and there's other leagues like the NBA.
The NBA did a phenomenal job.
International soccer has been going on for a while.
Yeah, but they don't really care. I mean, if somebody gets COVID, they tell them sit out. It's not like they have to quarantine. Like the Mets. Did you see what happened to the Mets?
No.
2 guys got it, canceled like 5 games.
Yeah.
It's like, how are you going to do that, dude? Just don't have those guys play.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
It's created a lot of, I mean, the coronavirus has definitely created a lot of chaos. There was
a lot of fear.
A lot of fear. Mm-hmm. I mean, the best thing I don't want to get super political, but like
let's get political.
The greatest leaders, not the greatest in terms of what they did, but like in terms of power, right? Yeah. The most powerful leaders, if you think of them, they're horrible people, but like Adolf Hitler, okay?
Stalin.
What did they do to like the people around them in order to be the most powerful people they
scare tactics?
They scared them. Yeah. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, and I'm not comparing the American government to Hitler or like comparing certain things
It's a war
to Hitler.
between the two
But it's
parties.
The point is, like,
definitely-
you could be controlled through fear.
You can be
Yeah.
controlled through fear, and it's definitely shown
And
that
judged.
people are afraid of this virus.
Yeah,
You know
people
what I
will
mean?
judge you too.
I freaking saw. I was on the phone today with Hunter Bolser, but one of our buddies. But we were talking about this same thing, and it's like I see people driving in cars on the highway with their freaking masks on.
Just them.
Just
that doesn't
them
make
in
sense
the
to me.
car.
I
with
think
the
they
mask
forget
on.
to take it off. Maybe.
No.
No, there's too many that I've seen.
Not on the highway for 45 minutes. You forget that you have a mask on your face. There's no way.
don't
Unless
know.
you're zoned
I don't
out,
know.
unless you're drunk
Let
driving.
those people
I could
live
not
their-
see
their
other way.
life. in
I'm
a
big
bubble.
on, do whatever you think
Yeah.
you're
To make
you
comfortable with.
safe. Yeah.
Do whatever you think
But don't force it on me.
is good for you and you want to do it. Yeah,
Right.
but I'm also going to do the same, So that's
But
my
that's an issue now.
Telling you,
That's my
no,
political
he's
statement.
Right. Jordan's
But that's
right.
the issue nowadays is you can't have if your side, and I'm not left-sided or right-sided, red or blue, donkey or freaking elephant. I don't care. Okay.
You
So,
donkey.
But the reality
be a
is
donkey.
there's certain things that are like if you don't believe in wearing a mask, you can respect the people that do believe in wearing a mask and their decisions. But if you don't believe in wearing a mask or wearing a mask as much as they tell you to, then you're immediately shunned.
This
Right.
is like the 8th
Yeah.
episode we talk about COVID.
Well, it's still crazy that
I know.
It is so funny.
relevant.
Like everyone's opinion is different.
Yeah.
I said, and obviously still have the same stance. Like I understand that you might have to wear a mask, but like how long am I gonna have to wear a mask for? And how can you literally people are selling masks at the restaurant and taking advantage of the rule. That's
like, what's the
stupid.
line? When is it?
Yeah.
When is it okay?
When is it okay?
So you're gonna charge me to wear a mask at your restaurant. You're gonna sell me the mask, so I have to buy a mask in order to eat at your restaurant. No, it's stupid.
Well, another thing too that we were talking about again on the phone when I was talking to Hunter earlier, like the vaccine. You've heard everything about the vaccine.
Yeah.
these
if you have
days.
nothing left, why don't try it? But you can't force everybody to get it.
Yeah, but the question is, people saying, what are they going to do when they start forcing people to take the vaccine?
They're not.
I'm
Gonna,
not
that's
gonna
not going to
take it, to
happen.
be
But what are
honest.
they going to do too if like they do get a vaccine? And I guarantee you, one of the first organizations to force people to get vaccines will be athletic organizations
That I'm not.
in order to open back up.
done
Well, I mean,
playing
you
sports.
could make the same argument for flu shots. Every year they wanted
Yeah.
me to get the flu shot, and I never got the flu
I
shot.
actually
That's
got
true.
it this year.
That's
So
true.
I mean, they can't
But the
force you to take it, but it'll probably be.
I
like
wonder though,
encouraged
because
like
COVID's
that.
more fresh than the flu is, since it just
Maybe.
started to come
Dude.
around.
Well, see, I mean, the unknown is what's scary, right?
Yeah. My mom literally said this, and it's so pinpoint on. The U.S. is so focused on having 0 cases. They try to predict the flu every year, and people still get the flu. Why is there any difference with the coronavirus? There's not. The coronavirus vaccine is only going to be a prediction. Okay, the cases might go down, they might go up. You never know. It's a prediction.
And the thing too is the media drives everything.
Yeah, 100%.
So like another thing that like
Don't watch the news, man.
well, it's you know what it is.
Okay, don't watch the news. You go on Twitter. It's the same,
Yeah,
it's
dude.
the same
same
shit.
shit. But you know what the problem
Any
is?
social media
Is-
now these days.
Is Americans in general, okay, the stereotype of Americans is they're lazy and they go for the quickest route.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They don't
Everyone
wanna-
thinks they're a scientist.
So fast food. It's so much easier to drive through, pick up fast food. You don't have to cook, clean, prepare, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
done.
agree.
But
It's
it's,
all
bad
convenience
for you.
in the US.
But it's bad for you. So what is it convenient to do? It's convenient to flip open your phone, go to one news outlet, believe the first thing you see instead of go and look and see if there's any other
I know so
opposition.
many people like
Yeah.
that too.
Okay, today we're sitting down and having breakfast,
Yeah.
and Yusuf forgot his wallet in the car,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, all right, just pay for me, and I'll
Yusuf
Venmo."
Amito,
Yeah.
who wrestles.
Like,
We
just
love- we
just
love
pay for
Yusuf.
me, I'll Venmo you. I'm like, just go get your wallet from
Yeah.
the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just, I think that
It's
it's
convenient.
something that we fall into, just
It's super
convenience, you know?
convenient. Yeah.
Like I could just Venmo you money,
Right.
you know?
Right.
Why do
I actually-
why do I got to
you know
get
what?
up and go get my wallet?
Yeah,
Right.
I actually did that today, and I actually did a really good job of. I saw something on the internet that said something about like Trump, and I'm Muslim, and I saw something about Trump encouraging like encampment of Muslims in China, and I was like, well, part of me wants to believe this and say like this is wrong, like who cares about Donald Trump, and then also you got to hear both sides of the story. So I literally scrolled down, literally like 3 or 4 pages until I found an unbiased article on it. And it was obviously the words were twisted. Like he really never even said
Yeah,
that.
everybody reads the headlines. That's
Yeah,
the
well, you
problem.
look Washington Post, Guardian, all these, they're all the same.
Dude,
They're
there's
all the same.
literally
They're all the same.
Everyone know
All the
not
same.
maybe not everybody, but people know what the onion is, and it's literally like
Fake news that
fake
people
news,
believe.
but people still believe it.
My dad, remember that?
I'm not gonna say any names,
Oh,
but
man.
somebody
He
legitimately
says
in our
dad.
family sent me the article saying, "Did you see this?" Thinking that
Yeah.
it's real. And I'm
Who
like,
was
that's-
it?
I'm not gonna tell. I'll tell you later. But like, I was like,
Throw him under the bus.
come on, like,
It's not my dad. My dad didn't say it.
No,
It was
he,
Malik.
he saw something.
It was Malik for sure.
No way.
It was Malik.
Dude,
No.
Payne Hayden used to retweet the Onion all the time. He used to make me so mad because it's just the dumbest stuff ever.
but it exposes a true reality that people are
Right, that's
People
the
have
point of
no
it.
common sense.
Yeah.
Like they legitimately believe it.
Okay, here's my thing. If you're uneducated, I understand you fall into the media, but like, dude, if you would graduate from University of Michigan, or you graduate from a good college or university, or even a small university, it doesn't really matter. If you're educated, you gotta know, man. Like the first
But I've
thing
even met
you
people that
see-
don't even go to school that are educated.
Yeah.
They never went to college.
Okay, that's also true. But I'm saying if you have an like a higher education, it doesn't necessarily have to be a university nowadays. I
Yeah.
agree with you because you
Yeah.
can get the access to the internet and online. You can educate yourself.
Right.
But you see people, man, that are just saying some stupid stuff, man, that are educated people. I'm like, dude, you research this or you just facts, not feelings, man. Seriously, like, is this how you feel? Like, I don't really, it's not true. And a lot of close friends of mine are like saying like, why aren't you saying this about Black Lives Matter? And why I'm like, well, like I do support it, but like, why does it matter that it's like, why does my opinion matter? Why do you need me to see it on social media? I'm not a huge social media guy anyways.
JB actually talked about that.
Yeah. And I agree with Jordan Burroughs 120%.
He has millions of followers
120%
across all
I
of
think
his
everybody
platforms.
should mind their own business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they look at you and then they judge you for not doing anything. I'm like, okay, I can understand like something that happened, that thing that happened in Lebanon. You should share something like that because that's just a tragedy. Just hold on.
Well, I mean, it's a shame though that something like that needs to happen to shed light on what's going on.
What's
in
going
places
on
like
in the
that,
news?
you
In the
know?
news, one day gone.
Yeah,
See
I
ya.
mean, they've been having problems.
We're also biased because we're Lebanon.
I was
Lebanese,
there
but-
in last September, and I could see the problems firsthand. And like a month after I left, they had riots in the streets for anti-government because the government's so corrupt.
Yeah, it's very corrupt over
And,
there.
The rioteer has even caused problems for your family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you're an immigrant family, and it was your uncle whose place got destroyed in where, Chicago?
Yeah, it's funny because my uncle was
No,
actually
Cleveland.
my uncle was a shepherd in Lebanon growing up till he was like 16 or 17.
Yeah.
Came to the U.S., was too old for school.
Yeah.
So immediately went to work, and he's been a chef for his whole life, started his own restaurant, and, it's a
Apple's
shame
Grill.
that things like that happen,
Right.
and he was already probably struggling because of the quarantine. No one's going downtown.
Right.
It's really literally right across from the Cleveland Browns Stadium.
Yeah.
So it's right downtown.
Right. No one's going there.
Already struggling,
Right.
and then you're going to just smash everything he owns.
Right.
Steal the alcohol.
Yeah.
Like, what does that solve?
Well, that's where I think, like, I mean, if you go back and you pull up violent protests that have happened in the past, they've never
not
really
beneficial.
solved anything.
Never.
They've always just created
Never.
a negative impact.
Yeah,
now, I'm not saying that Black Lives Matter needs to be hushed or
No, it
like
shouldn't.
there's
No.
not a real
No.
issue at hand, because
No.
there is. There's an issue. There's a huge issue at hand. But
Right.
I don't think violence and looting and stealing and destroying property
No.
is the way to get noticed.
voice
I
is
think the
not gonna be
violence
heard.
takes away from the issue,
Yeah.
right? The issue is that there is some police brutality in the United States. It needed to have some light shed on it, and it was. I think it was doing well.
Right.
But I think the violence and everything else, it just kind of got hijacked, The
Right.
movement got hijacked from people that were joining the protests.
the real thing everybody was fighting
Yeah.
for became a blur.
And the
Exactly.
sad,
Yeah.
and no, you can go.
And it makes the other, if one side, no matter what side you're on, but if this side gets violent, it makes the other side angry and violent as well.
Yeah,
you
fire
know?
with fire.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I'm not an expert, and I
I
can't
don't
say
think any
that,
of
like,
us are.
and I can't say like that I know I'm going to know everything about this issue, because I don't. I probably don't even know 50% of the real facts. But like, there's other ways to protest than there is than involving violence and destruction. Our world is already getting destroyed. So not just physical property, but like people's spirits, people's livelihoods are getting destroyed throughout COVID.
Well, yeah,
So then you
sure.
add all this violence and
look
despair.
at the unemployment alone.
I
how
mean,
many
people are killing
unemployed.
themselves before
Yeah.
COVID even gets them.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, you can protest. I mean, look at that kneeling during the anthem. I mean, they explained it. We all thought kind of were like off put by it at first because you're disrespecting the military, and then you had people from the military saying, you know what, this is actually okay. Like, this doesn't bother us. That's a peaceful way to protest.
Yeah. The problem is the people that never have been in the military or have nobody in their family that has been in the military, have no connection, they don't need to be running their mouths.
Yeah.
Because let the people in the military,
If that's
people
what you
that have
believe,
loved
that's
ones
what you
overseas
believe.
If someone in the
fighting,
military,
let those people have issues with
if they
it.
have any, if they want to kneel for the flag, let them kneel for the flag.
Yeah.
But if you're in the military and you want to stand, you should have the right to stand. You should have the right for either or. And I feel like it's kind of screwed up now because if you're not kneeling for the flag, then you're frowned upon. I'm like, well, you can't be a double standard there. You know
what we grow up learning, growing up in the United States, and what even people from other countries view of us is: you come here and you have opportunities. You have your own choice.
Yeah,
freedom
don't
of
take it for
speech,
granted.
You know what I
either,
mean? And then you get and you're here and you see us. It's very easy to expose people's true colors when you press them, right? When they're under pressure, and then they expose themselves. So we have a lot of people that aren't actually true to that, and you can't have your own opinion anymore. You can't have an opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you're against it until something happens to you.
Right.
And like, I know in Cleveland, there was a lot of black small business owners that had
They're
their stuff
pissed.
destroyed.
Yeah.
Like,
They're
what
pissed.
good is that doing?
Right.
Isn't
It's
that
not.
part
It's
of the
not.
movement?
It's
Like,
not.
Right.
why are you destroying their
black,
stuff?
white,
Right.
blue, yellow, doesn't matter what color you are. Destruction and violence don't solve the problem.
No.
Looting, especially looting, you're freaking selfish if you like.
And you got a lot of people that
I was
say
in
like you
Chicago.
can just pay for it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can pay
Yeah.
for it if you
Yeah.
claim insurance. You know,
it's
what I
like
mean?
here's a small story. So I was in Chicago last weekend for my sister's engagement, and we were actually at this restaurant ready to cross from the Magnificent Mile, and the guy was kind of telling us the synopsis and everything going on. He's like, dude, this has been going on for 3 weeks now.
What's a Magnificent Mile?
It's where like Louis Vuitton, all the super
It's like
nice
a long
stores.
street.
Okay.
down in
Long
Chicago.
street of super nice stores. Basically,
I've never been to
where
Chicago.
everyone's gonna hit. Let's be honest, the expensive stores. They want to steal all the expensive stuff. So we're talking to a small business owner, and he's kind of saying like, yeah, like it's been brutal, and I like if we do anything, like we're racist. We're against the movement. Like if we want to like start like bringing like shotguns or whatever stuff to protect our business, then we're racist. We're all these labels because we want to protect our business. Like they had tables. They took the tables from the restaurant. We're grabbing them, throwing them into Whole Foods and all these things, breaking the windows, and the police were told to stand down. Because if they did anything, they didn't want it on national media. So they're letting these businesses just get ransacked.
Well, there's been things I've seen on social media, which I don't know if they're fake or not, but there's been times where police have literally stepped away during violence and watching things unfold because they don't want to be involved anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
People just getting their ass kicked. Like people saying, hey, stop looting, stop doing this. And Black Lives Matter protesters saying, this is not right. Do not do this. And them just getting beat to hell.
Well, that's just,
I'm like,
that's
what
just
are
a
you
case
doing?
when you have a bunch of punks. You know what I mean?
People who
regardless
weren't
of what
raised right.
race, gender, color, don't matter, religious background. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, when I see a
You're-
little
when you're a
white-
punk, you're a punk.
little white dude with a skateboard. There's video of him throwing his skateboard through my uncle's windows.
Yeah.
Like,
What
that
is he
shit's
there
what
for?
pisses me
Yeah,
off.
exactly.
I'm
you
going to
know?
go find him and beat the hell out of him.
Yeah.
Happen.
Well, but that's
Give him
but that's
old-fashioned
like
ass
that
whooping.
wouldn't solve anything.
And the
either.
problem with that is there's cameras everywhere. You know, you can't even
His
fight
parents
anymore.
should have done that. Should have whooped his ass.
Back in the day, if you had a problem, just fight and be
now,
done.
Now,
Yeah.
now you hit
Now
somebody,
you-
you're
Well, you
going
hit
to jail.
somebody, it's you close fists.
Going
How
to jail.
big is
It's
the
assault
fine?
charge.
You know what I mean?
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Everybody can just run their mouths. No
We're living in-
There's
repercussions.
no repercussions.
very
yeah.
interesting times.
You just got to
these
bite your
days.
tongue. It sucks.
Yeah, I mean,
Swallow your
at
pride.
the end of the day, it's like you said, just the opportunity in the U.S. People don't know, like, as much as we've been overseas and stuff. You see it. It's not just Lebanon. It's all over.
Remember? Do
Yeah.
you remember
You
when we were
know?
in Poland too? Was a little bit. It was not. When I'm thinking Poland, Belarus. Was what I was thinking. Those people are oppressed. Have you seen the
I mean,
protests
it's
recently?
all over. Yeah, they've
Yeah.
been having problems over there.
I get
But
so
this is not
angry.
new either. This
Yeah.
has been going on for
No.
how long?
Yeah.
Since the
I
beginning.
get so
of time,
angry when I
almost.
come back to the U.S.
You know
and
what I
I
mean?
see
Yeah,
stuff. like
last
that.
year there's a big thing in Lebanon. What they do in Beirut mostly is they shut the power, so you have
In
the middle of the
not
summer.
mostly
They
like
sell it.
people.
They sell
People
the power.
think people think Lebanon, so they think Middle East and they think Muslims.
It's
like half.
Yeah, and
It's
it's a
half.
pretty heavy population of
Yeah,
Catholics and
like I'm
Muslims
Catholic
that live
Maronite,
together.
you know, so
Yeah, we're Muslim.
that's like
we're,
half
we're
of
both
Lebanon.
From Beirut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what they do in Beirut, though, is they shut off the power. They actually sell the energy, and the people still have the same bill at the end of the month. So your power might be off for like 3-4 days, but you're still paying for it.
What is this
On your bill.
to negate what? Like
No,
violence?
It's just so
called
the
corruption.
government.
It's called
It's just so the
corruption.
government. Yeah, it's just corrupt. So
Oh.
that the government can
this
just.
happens regardless.
It happens year round. Happens year round. So you're basically just paying an energy bill that you didn't even use.
Oh my god.
You know, I know my
Mona was
family.
you know what Americans would do if they did that here?
God,
They
it
would
would
be
lose their
insane.
fucking mind.
I know my family couldn't access their bank for like 6 months. You know, if all your money's in the bank, you have no money.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gotta do something. With
It's
the
just
government.
insane over there. I mean, it's hard to live.
Yeah.
You know, I know a lot of my family members are, you know, they want to get out. They want to move. A lot of my friends that are there, they want to get out of there,
Yeah.
you know, because it's
We have family that actually lives there.
it's hard to live
and
there.
have lived there, moved into the United
Yeah,
States.
our cousins. Yeah, Mona still lives there. Our first cousin. But yeah, but she said the same thing. It's corrupt.
You know, if I could give them any bit of like light, any bit of like hope by wrestling and doing something I love,
You'd be
Yeah.
surprised.
I'll do it, you know,
Right,
and
right.
it's not my only motive. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's my only motive, but
Right.
it makes me happy,
Right.
you know, to be able to do something like that to a culture. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the same with San Marino too. San Marino's really, really struggling right now economically.
Well, they got hit pretty hard with COVID.
They got so Italy was the first place to get it. And San Marino, for those who don't know, it's on the back end of the boot by Venice. It's about 3 hours.
It's its
or
own
3 hours
country?
south. Yeah, so it's 3 hours south from Venice. So once the coronavirus started spreading, they kind of knew they were screwed,
Yeah.
and they couldn't stop because there's no border technically between Italy and San Marino. It's just you drive into the mountains, so they couldn't really stop people from coming in and out. And yeah, they got hit pretty hard. My cousins Marcello and Fabio were pretty telling us everything going on. It was just really, really tough couple months over there. So
Yeah, everybody got hit economically.
yeah,
you know?
it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
but when you're a small country like
Yeah,
that
for
and
sure.
you have a small economy, like
100%.
it's much more drastic. So
Our economy couldn't take another hit like that. I'll tell you that.
it couldn't, but it will. The
a good
economy
time to
will.
buy.
Yeah, the economy will always find a way to readjust itself.
That
so.
little Robinhood app gets me going sometimes.
You've been investing in stocks?
Yeah, a little bit. I should have done it earlier. Should have done it in
Robinhood,
March.
yeah.
Yeah. You've been
But-
watching Ben Askren's.
Well, I have an account with WSFG,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, I
Respect.
should have done a little Robinhood investing in March.
Yeah.
When
How
everything
about
was
Bitcoin?
down.
We used to be in that in
Yeah,
college.
I still have my money in Bitcoin.
Bitcoin,
Yeah, I'm in
crypto.
for the long run.
Yeah. To
I
the
mean,
moon?
once I was
Going to
in,
the moon?
yeah, I mean,
Who knows?
Whatever.
That's the thing with something
I
like
put
that,
my
who
money
knows?
in there, so once it's in, I'm gonna wait.
Palacio and Askren have like a really interesting take on Bitcoin when they're. I always follow their tweets.
Let's
They're
see
pretty
how
crazy.
honest those guys actually are about it too. Like everyone can say, "I made $1 million off Bitcoin." Okay, show us the account statements. show us the facts.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. If
I
it
don't
goes up, I'll be happy.
I know Dylan. I know Dylan
get
made a
out.
lot of money.
Well, I'm
I know
sure
Dylan did for sure.
Askren has a lot of money to make.
Maybe
off
Askren
his
did
money.
too, but I'm not talking about them too. For
Well, I think just the fact that it's still around,
Yeah.
and it's been around for a while.
How long ago
now.
was that? That was when we were like junior,
It had to be
sophomores in college.
3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
where it hit 11,000. Or no,
It hit
We had
20,000.
we had a group meet.
Yeah,
Remember?
it was called
Stratton Oakmont.
yeah, Stratton
Oakmont.
Oakmont. Prestige Worldwide.
Yeah.
George would be the only one to lose money to out of everybody. George and
No,
Logan.
George has
Logan.
been doing
I
good.
remember Logan was in class with me one time and he made like 12 grand.
Dude,
Yeah.
he lost it
He
all.
lost it all.
And he
Lost it all.
Yeah.
He didn't sell.
And he legitimately made 12. I watched him make 12 grand.
Yeah,
He wasn't
he's like,
he
it's
wasn't
gonna go
lying.
up to like 20, he's like 30,000. I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
I'm like, sell it.
He was all about Ripple.
Sell it
It's
now.
different.
Ripple, yeah.
If you, so here's my pet
Did
peeve.
you have a Binance account?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how
For
you
a
had to
small
take a
amount of time.
picture with your like you had to like
Yeah,
write something on
yeah,
a piece
yeah,
of paper?
Yeah.
Did you have to do that?
I don't think so.
Yes.
When I created one, we had to, and my dad had to do it, and I still have the picture of him with his Binance paper on his
remember that.
face.
It's-
Yeah,
What's it
I got out of Binance, just put all the rest of that into
Coinbase.
Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Coinbase.
I got
Yeah,
out of it.
Coinbase.
I'm hold on, Cameron. He gave me some money, my little brother Cameron, and he was
horrible.
like, invest in it because he
Like,
was
I
in high
trust
school
you.
and trusted me, and like it was gone.
Your dad was the best. Your dad lost like.
I think it was only like 150
Your
bucks,
dad
but that's
lost
all
like
he probably
$2,000.
had in his bank.
Yeah.
Your dad's like, give me in, like 14,000, buy one Bitcoin. Jordan
But that's how
bought it.
people are with stocks too. If you don't know, you shouldn't be like
Yeah,
putting
no.
a lot of money in.
Everybody. Here's the thing, because I'm in financial services. Everyone thinks they're freaking Jordan Belfort now on the stock market. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's expensive right now, and we like as financial and the financial analysts and everybody. The market is really weird right now because people. How are these stocks so high with business
The market
restrictions
and everything is
being
weird.
so tight?
I'm in mortgages and interest rates are,
You know
are left
too.
and right. You know what I mean?
Well, for you, mortgage rates are down. Well, interest rates are down, right? Because
They're actually going up again.
going up again. Okay, but
So-
that's not bad. That's not necessarily.
But
a
it's
bad
been really crazy to watch everything, being firsthand in the business,
Yeah,
to watch
it's
everything
crazy.
unfold.
Yeah, I like to think I'm pretty good with my money, and I made a little
I'm
bit
not
of money
talking about
financially in Robinhood. But
Do you like
It's
Robinhood
small.
setup?
It's small
I do.
investments. Though.
Yeah.
I do, but it's small investments, and I'm
It's
not.
not anything crazy. Like
What's
you're
the
not-
one that takes like your extra change and creates?
Oh, that's a good one too.
What's that, Acorn, right?
Yeah,
Acorns.
Acorn,
That's a good
Acorn.
one.
Yeah, I mean, I like to have like
It's low volatility though.
people say you only need like 6 months of savings in your bank account, but I like to have like a lot of my money in savings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
my dad's somebody that's just like has done nothing but save his
He
whole life.
Your dad puts it in the mattress.
And that's it. He doesn't invest. He doesn't do nothing. He's just,
Saving
invest in
money.
himself.
Yeah.
Go to work
Well,
every day.
his dad
That's
has money
investment.
under the mattress. He literally told me. He's like, yeah, but like,
He's that kind of guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
he
got
doesn't
money
give his money away. He doesn't gamble. He doesn't do any of that.
who's
so
this guy? I don't want to give him my money.
yeah, no, yeah.
I'm
so-
not a big
Ah,
gambler
from
either,
who?
man.
He actually asked me like a couple months ago. He's like, "Hey, how do you do that investment stuff with Mr. Amin?" I'm like, I don't know. Call him. Why are you asking me?
I love
Mike
your dad.
Amin's got to give him a call.
Yeah.
Sam Abounader over there can't get anybody's names right.
Yeah.
It's like, what's that guy? He's Chamizo. He's like, what's his name? Chizo?
Yeah.
I'm like, come on.
When's Chizo wrestling Taylor?
What's
like-
he called? What's he called? Stevan Meacham?
Yeah, meet him.
It's like, yeah, Meacham, man. He's
Like,
tough.
Dad, you've known Stevan for like
I know.
4 years
Yeah,
now.
throughout
Malcolm.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Malcolm.
It's a crazy time, man, between people taking advantage of the stock market, what's going on in the economy, what's going on in the world. It's freaking crazy.
I
But
want to have a positive outlook, but you just never know, man.
I think that's why it gives that's why it's caused so many athletes to be mentally so stressed out right now, because they look at sports as their outlet for everything to
Yeah, well,
to
it's your
cope with
job,
it.
and they're
Yeah,
telling you can't do it.
Right.
So
right. It'd be interesting.
it's part of the problem, but I think we'll get through it. I think everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
But I also said that like 3 months ago. So
Right. What do you
We'll
think if
see.
they do if they implement vaccines like being required for athletes?
I don't think they could do that.
No.
I think that they'll do it and recommend it, but
Yeah.
just like the flu vaccine, in my
You don't have to
opinion,
get
like,
any vaccines,
Yeah,
realistically.
we recommend you to get this, and we're telling you that it's going to keep you safe and others safe.
Yeah.
But I can't see how they would force you
to get
to
it.
put a vaccine in your body.
I'm pretty sure you can opt out of any vaccine.
Well, some people would argue though that it's, and I'm not arguing it, but some people I know they would argue it's the same as them forcing you to get tested every 2 weeks or whatever it is.
Well, it's also
Yeah.
a vaccine race, right? They're trying to make a vaccine
money.
as fast as they can
Yeah.
to be the first, company
Moderna.
to do
Yeah,
it.
Moderna.
Yeah.
is one
So you
of
think that
them.
there'll definitely be like side effects?
I
and-
think
yeah.
that there might be some flaws in it.
Yeah.
you
Might
know?
be. There's going to be a guarantee. There's going to be flaws in it.
Yeah, I mean,
They're just trying to put something out there. So
like you said, we're athletes. I'm not just putting anything into my body.
No.
So
No way.
Especially if like your whole life you're told to not put things that you don't know.
Right.
what
you
is-
could just
what it's
lie and be
in
like,
your
yeah,
body.
USADA doesn't allow us to.
it's on the banned substance
Yeah, it's
list.
VW.
No, but it's an interesting topic because I mean I feel like a lot of athletes that they will refuse the vaccine and it would
I
put
will.
athletes in a tough place.
I'm not putting it in my body.
Yeah,
I know
I
that.
think all of us can agree that we're not going
But
to.
I'm also kind of like against. I never get the flu shot, but I don't
Neither do
really.
I.
I mean, I'm not like one of those guys like I never get sick, but I
Anti-vaxxer.
honestly don't really get sick that much. So.
I hate this guy. He says
Malik
that
gets
the
sick
time.
all the time.
No,
Yeah.
I do
Yeah,
not.
he does.
Stop.
You do.
When
Me
we
and
were
you
in-
both,
when we
me
were
and
in
you
Yeah,
both
but
Poland-
get
me
sick
and
a
you
lot.
get sick like one time really bad, like throughout the year. It's not
When
like
we were in
consistently
Poland,
getting sick.
I told Malik that he
So pissed.
gets sick a lot because we had gone to like 3 trips in a row where he got sick.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
dang,
got
Malik.
food poisoning
I'm like, Malik, you get sick a lot. He's
3
like,
times?
I swear
No,
he
I
was
got food
mad at
poisoning
me for like
once.
3
in
days.
Belarus.
3 days because I told him he gets sick a lot.
Were you legitimately mad?
Because Dom's
Yes.
wishing ill will
Really?
upon
Yeah,
me.
and you know how Malik gets when he's mad at you. He starts hitting low
Yeah.
blows.
Really low.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. What did I say?
Your first hit is below the belt. Like you want to hit them right below the belt, so they're out for the
So
count.
it's done. Yeah, he
it's
doesn't
done.
have to say
I
anything
get the
else.
last shot
Yeah.
for sure. If
It's
you
like
hit-
we're gonna get to that point. Might as well just lead with it.
Might as well just go with it.
yeah,
right?
because then it
Right
ends
away.
and then it's over and then they forget about
Straight
it.
to the point. Do you have any? You've traveled. How many years have you been traveling with Malik overseas?
2 years.
Yeah,
2
2
years?
years.
And so you've been traveling overseas though for what, like 3 years?
Only 3
and a half?
tournaments though.
Um,
European Games,
yeah.
Poland, and the Worlds.
How has
Yeah.
it been? How many countries have you been to since you started traveling to wrestle?
Maybe probably close to 10
10.
How
And
many stands?
Before this, you've only been back and forth to Lebanon and maybe like Mexico or something.
in Italy.
Yeah.
China
Yeah,
like
really.
12 times.
Yeah, I guess go to China again because of it's Asians are in
Every
China
year.
a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Like, why can't it
the
be in,
Asian
like,
Do you think
qualifiers
that
in
they'll
China
have?
again.
You think so? They'll do it there in China?
They said that the destinations aren't changing. So unless they do,
Jean again?
so yeah, you're gonna have to go to what, Hungary?
Oh, Hungary's sweet. I'm
Yeah.
so excited to go to
Budapest
Budapest.
is cool. I've been to
Budapest is
Budapest.
dope.
That
How
was
is
really cool.
China? I went on my honeymoon to Bali, Indonesia.
Yeah, yeah.
And are on the way home. We were like stuck in China for a little bit.
Right,
It was even in the airport was miserable.
right.
Like you can't access nothing.
Indonesia and China for me were really similar because I was in Jakarta, which is like
Okay.
a huge city.
Yeah, I know Jakarta.
and
Sinking.
yeah, it's sinking. It's
Yeah.
overpopulated. It's polluted.
Yeah.
So I thought the most interesting thing about China is that you look at the weather and it's sunny and 80, 85, but you can't see the sun
Right.
because of the pollution.
Yeah.
So it's just like smog, kind of like everywhere, or at
That's
least
so
all the big cities.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
It was wild to see. So, but China was okay. They,
And being on the internet, you can't like access nothing.
yeah, it was definitely one of the countries. So like most of the places I've been, everybody could kind of speak English.
Yeah.
China, like almost nobody could speak English.
Yep.
So I was trying to like communicate.
Even in an international airport in Beijing when I went.
And I went to China with
I
just
feel like
Sergey.
they know English and they don't want to speak English.
I was just with
they
Sergey.
did not know English.
Really?
Yeah, I could. We had to like use Google Translate on our phone to
Yeah.
order food.
Yep.
And I didn't know what anything was.
How about Korea? Was Korea cool? I know you're at Seoul or in Seoul for a minute.
Yeah, that was Korea's great. I mean, I'm a super clean freak, like
Yeah.
OCD clean,
Right.
and Korea is so clean. I've
So
never
clean.
seen any.
Japan, I heard.
Yeah,
is like
Japan,
that
I heard.
too.
is
I
clean,
threw
too.
toilet paper out in the bathroom after I was washing my hands. Not toilet paper towel. And a guy came out of nowhere out of the closet and grabbed the garbage with one piece of paper towel.
In your room?
No, in the bathroom in the
I was about to
airport.
say.
In the bathroom in the airport.
Yeah,
Like,
there's just a guy staying in the hotel room. He's cleaning up after
Just
you.
empties your
our
trash.
hotel
every
room
time
in
you-
Open up
Indonesia
his-
was super clean.
Yeah.
Actually, but we stayed
Oh,
in
Bali's
nice
is pretty
resort.
sick. Yeah.
Yeah, Bali's
But
sick.
why can't the tournaments ever be there?
I know. I don't understand.
It's like
but yeah, I
us.
was there with just Sergey. So like Sergey is,
In China.
yeah, he's probably one of the best coaches I've ever been around,
So
right?
funny.
And obviously we all
Does
have
he
nothing.
speak very good English?
He
Oh,
speaks
Sergey,
good English, yeah.
He speaks pretty much almost perfect
Yeah.
English.
And as good as he is as a coach, though, he's never had to like organize things, right? So like when he coached for Japan or Kazakhstan, it's like you just go and coach.
Oh, he coached for Japan?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
And he's like,
Thailand, too.
we just go coach, but like the other guys take care of the paperwork and stuff.
Right.
So when we go on a tournament with him, I kind of usually do like the check into the
Yeah, Sergey
hotel
doesn't know any of that
and like
stuff.
give everybody their key and
Really?
like get the schedule.
Yeah.
And in China, it was just so difficult because I was registered for the tournament, but Lebanon had difficulties registering Sergey as my coach, and
course.
I wasn't registered into a hotel.
Got it.
So I kind of just like
My God.
was trying to talk to them. We had just traveled 22 hours,
Tired.
whatever it was. I
Jet
was
lag.
so tired.
Yeah.
And we had just got there. It's nighttime. I just want to go to bed, and we have all these issues.
Right.
And I'm trying to communicate with the people there, and they don't speak English really.
How do you communicate with your phone? Apple?
They
Yeah,
spoke
Google
like
Translate?
very, very broken
Sign
English. So I was
language.
trying to just like break things down.
Sign language.
I'm kidding.
Universal, yeah. But I was trying to break things down, like my name and like Lebanon. They look, okay, no hotel. I'm like, no hotel, what?
Yeah.
They're like, okay, you stay here, but you have to pay. So I just kind of like threw everything on my credit card, and
Cliff Keen reimburse you.
Cliff Keen reimbursed me. Cliff Keen's been,
yeah.
Cliff Keen's been so good to me.
Yeah.
Cliff Keen.
Because
But
like I said,
that's what people don't like. There's not a lot of luxury when you're starting your own like team. in a
right.
country
Yeah, there's not
that
a lot
has
of money
nothing.
in Lebanon, so it's
Yeah,
hard
but
for
like
them to
you're
help
doing
a lot.
everything too. Like Team
They
USA, I'm
stiff
sure
you.
has. There's no Team USA guys that got to do that.
No.
You
Yeah,
know?
no. So I had to
Put
go
stuff on
through all
the
that, and then
credit
luckily Sergey knows everybody.
Yeah.
So he knew the Asian Federation
funny.
president,
Yeah.
and that guy got him.
They're like, oh,
got him a
Sergey.
pass, yeah.
I feel like sometimes he just goes to the tournaments because
Oh,
he
it's
knows
crazy.
everybody knows
Well, he's a
him.
celebrity.
He-
It's great.
oh,
We went to the World
yes.
Championships.
In Europe and
We're
Asia.
walking to the
He has to
arena.
hide.
There's just kids swarming us for his autograph.
Really?
Yeah, it was insane.
Belaglossive.
Yeah, they all have pictures of him, like from wrestling when he was wrestling,
Yeah.
and he just signs like 30 pictures.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, go.
He's
go.
like, I hate this. And
Yeah,
then he
yeah.
goes, and then he realizes Sergey loves it. Don't
Well, especially
mind
in
his
Russia, that's like literally a celebrity.
No,
You know
no,
what I mean?
we're not even in Russia. We're in Kazakhstan, dude. Where were we? Poland, same thing, bro.
Hungry when I was
Yeah.
at Worlds with him
Everyone's like,
too. It was the
Sergey,
same.
Sergey, Sergey. When did you? I guess do World Championships. He literally had to like put a hat on and like glasses, like just to like go upstairs and get a coffee.
Yeah, he's
Hey,
like Michael
platypus.
Jordan over
He
there.
is
Really?
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Did you have any funny stories about Sergey wrestling with him as a coach?
Too many. Dom has a couple.
I mean, he's just a funny dude in general.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy is great to be around. He loves to play games like soccer. He loves soccer.
Yeah. Oh,
I saw a basketball video.
He's just a joy to be around. Yeah, he's good at basketball.
Is he good?
He's like good at these things. He's like old, and I think he has like a fake hip and stuff. And I'm
Yeah.
like, how do you move like
He's
that?
a
He's like
phenomenal
juggling
athlete.
the soccer ball and like putting it through my legs,
Really?
like megging me. I'm like,
Dominique!
yeah.
Ah!
And then he laughs at you.
Yeah.
And
So funny.
he's just a joy to be around. And like, you
He's
could
pretty
just,
athletic then.
Yeah, and
It's
he's
not just wrestling.
he's very like down to earth. You could tell he really cares about you. He called me all throughout quarantine,
Yeah.
like once a week. How are
Right.
you doing? You know,
Right.
this and that.
Right.
So he's just a great guy, and we're really lucky to have him. And
He it's so funny. He's so easy to convince too. Like
Well,
if
I
you-
think
like,
him coming to Michigan too has brought
Yeah.
so many people like
Yeah.
wanting to go wrestle
Yeah.
for him.
we'll
And
be
like a lot of people didn't even know about him. I'm
No.
like, how do you not
they're
know
like,
him?
who is Sergey Belgazov?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, who's your coach? Like, come on, bro. Our guy's like a.
Oh, you're saying wrestlers? Or
Yeah.
just people
And
in
the
In the
general?
US.
wrestling community, because he wrestled a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know, but
no, like U.S. You're talking about the U.S. In the world,
Yeah, in the US.
outside the United States,
Yeah,
everybody.
of course,
does it.
yeah.
Yeah, but you got to think too, like wrestling like from other from the U.S. perspective, seeing other countries it really didn't have this influence they've had today. Now, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's
I actually used to have Sergey shoes.
because social media has allowed that, like Sujalayev and Yazdani, like their social media has allowed people
Yeah.
from the United States to see these people.
Yeah.
You know
yeah, and
what I
he's
mean?
a
On
great
display.
coach. He also teaches you a lot about life and stuff too.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's honestly a good overall like person.
He has
I
a
love
brother
Sergey.
too, doesn't he? That's
Anatoly.
really good.
Yeah, Anatoly,
Yeah.
super good too.
The-
But he doesn't drink. He doesn't swear. He gets mad at you if you swear.
Oh,
like
really?
I come
He
from
gets
family like
so
my
mad.
dad swears nonstop.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
like I kind of swear sometimes here and there.
Yeah.
And he gets mad at me and kind of like
Dummy.
straightens me up, and it's good. You know,
Yeah.
it's good. So
Yeah, it's
he
not-
straightens
it's-
me up and
Right.
Smacks you.
yeah,
Smacks
yeah.
you. He's like, dummy, watch your mouth.
Yeah.
He's pretty hardcore in the wrestling room training too.
No.
Isn't he? No.
Well, he's really laid back, but
I heard he
when it's
tells
time
you
to
though,
do
like
business,
straight up if you're
yeah.
something's
yeah.
not good.
He's
at all.
blunt.
Yeah, he's very
He's very
blunt.
blunt.
It's like
Yeah.
this is horrible. What were
He
you
doesn't
doing?
believe
Yeah.
in like overtraining for sure.
Right.
Like he definitely like if
No,
you
but
need to
being
take a day
blunt
off-
like that's
Yeah.
not in a lot of coaches' vocabulary these
No,
days.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
afraid
He'll
to
tell you
harm-
straight up,
hurt
this was
hurt
terrible.
feelings. Yeah.
What the hell were you thinking?
Right.
You know, so
laugh at you too. Like you feel
yeah,
like
he'll
it's just
laugh.
complete
If
shit.
you get thrown or something, he just laugh at you. Like
Yeah.
Yusuf,
this is terrible.
I have a funny story. Like so, Yusuf and Adam are wrestling. Yusuf doesn't obviously wrestle Greco. Yusuf wrestle freestyle, prize, whole entire like college at the end of college career, even in college or juniors. So him and Adam are wrestling Greco, and Adam is just bombing Yusuf on the back. And then all of a sudden, like I'm wrestling like Alec, and then Sergey, I'm like watching him as like he's walking over to Yusuf. He's like up in the air, just laughing. Goes, Yusuf, how many times?
Yeah, yeah.
How many times?
He'll just straight up laugh at you.
Getting
And
tossed
the
by
only
Adam
bad
left
thing
foot.
about like Sergey in general is that when we're on trips, he loves to do his own thing.
Yeah.
And like a lot of times just me and him. So then I'm like alone kind of.
Yeah.
It's like just me in China.
Yeah,
just
we're
chilling.
fine. We're in Europe,
and it's
yeah.
fine. I could be alone, like no problem. But
Yeah.
he just is gone. You can't get a hold of him.
Yeah.
You're like about to go eat
he's
dinner.
got,
And you're
a-
like
he's got a
trying to
firefly.
call him, and he just comes back in like, "Oh, I was swimming." I'm like,
No,
"Where?"
you weren't.
You know,
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
So he's sometimes hard
He
to keep
probably
track
has
of. but-
connections everywhere he goes over there,
Oh.
so he's probably just catching
Everybody
up
knows
with people.
Especially if we're in Europe, he loves to
Belarus.
be able to like call all his friends because
Yeah.
the time difference.
Right.
He usually can't talk to them very much. So
Right.
when we're in Europe, he loves it. Calls all his friends. He
Yeah.
also loves that there's like a sauna everywhere.
Is his family
So-
still in Russia?
Yeah,
Yeah.
his wife and
Oh,
kids are here,
Yeah,
Oh, are they?
but
How did he move here recently to just for coaching at Cliff Keen, or was he here
Yeah.
before?
yeah, just for Cliff Keen. He
Oh,
was
okay.
in Russia.
Yeah, because Sasha.
How did that even
Sasha and Katya
happen?
Go to school here.
Bromet?
Yeah, we
Yeah, Sean.
we had an opening at the Cliff Keen coach, and Sean already knew him pretty well, so called him and talked to him and worked it out, you know.
Yeah.
And I think also Sergey likes that there's a lot of opportunity in the U.S. for his daughters.
Yeah.
He's got twin daughters that are going to be
Sasha's going
freshmen.
to Michigan State, and then
Yeah.
I think Katya's going to Kalamazoo.
Yeah, so they're freshmen
Know a
and
lot
they have a
about
lot of
Hillsdale.
opportunity.
Of course I do. I talk to Sergey all the time. He calls me and he calls Miles. I ask him
Hmm.
why.
I'm
You
just
guys-
saying you know a lot about that. It's pretty cool.
Why are you laughing at me?
It's just funny. Just thought it was
This
funny.
guy's
guy's
funny.
This guy's so messed up.
Funny
man.
guy. No, it's
Funny guy.
You recently got engaged too throughout the quarantine.
Yeah,
right?
I did. Yeah.
How's that been? I mean, that's like
It was
you're,
good.
You're signing up for a wedding that like so many people are getting canceled. Do you feel like
Yeah, so
it's created a lot of stress for you?
I've known Maddie a long time. Freshman year in the dorms, we were right next to each other. So I've known her a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
I proposed like a month into quarantine,
Mm-hmm.
and we got like a lot of the plans done, kind of.
Yeah.
So it's been fine. I'm actually thinking I'm going to use the same DJ you had. That guy was great.
Yeah, he was
Dude,
crazy.
that guy's the best.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like only Arabic music.
You
the whole
talked to
time,
him,
too.
Yeah.
Nas?
Yeah, I talked to him for like months.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
the
you
man.
have?
Yeah.
Since I texted you the number?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. He's really
Well,
cool.
they're gonna bring the drums and everything.
Yeah,
you know,
I
be
got the
ready.
drum. The drums were awesome.
Is
they were awesome.
Maddie's probably been to a handful of Arabic weddings now since she's been with you.
Yeah, so I
and
think
then-
her first was my sister's. It kind of like opened her eyes to it, and she loves it.
Yeah.
She fits right
Then
in. so-
Jordans.
Yeah, then Jordan's.
Well, then yeah.
So that's pretty. I mean, because Allie never saw an Arabic. Really saw she saw one, I think, one or two Arabic weddings before ours, so it really was like
Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
yeah.
We just went to one of the weddings, and it just wasn't the same. You know, like
No,
the
it's not.
dancing isn't the same, the energy's not the same.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
it's really not.
It's hard though. It's impressive that some people could still put on their weddings now during this quarantine.
Yeah, my brother-in-law,
Nadia
Allie's brother, just got married, and he had a really cool garden wedding, like at his mom's house.
That's kind of like what my brother's doing.
They had dueling
September
pianos.
5th. September 5th, he's getting married, and they had their venue changed twice, and they've had to reschedule twice. They finally just found this barn in the middle of nowhere, and they're like, whoever wants to come, let us know they're coming.
Yalla.
Yeah.
Let's
Personally,
go.
I really do like the outdoor,
Barn.
intimate themed weddings. They're
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. Connor Uti actually had a wedding.
Dave Habits
at
was like that.
at a barn, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, because you just kind of just get to let loose a little bit more. It's less
Right.
formal.
Right.
So,
Yeah. It would be tough to do it with in the Arabic families though, just
Yeah.
because they're so big. You
Barn.
need like you
And
need
everybody's so
40 fields to
judgy.
do an outdoor wedding.
everybody in the Arab family was so judgy.
Yeah. Oh
why
yeah.
You, why
They
you
judge
do
the
this?
shit out of
Why
you,
you do this
yeah.
at barn?
It's in every
Why?
family. It's
Yep.
it's just
Yeah,
like
100%.
the wedding. Your wedding
The
has to be
food
better.
has to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the food sucks, you're screwed.
They're like, okay, John
You're
Wayne.
gonna hear it.
Okay, John Wayne, you want to do it at barn? No, we just want to
Okay,
have
cowboy,
it
shoe high, cowboy.
Yeah.
Shoe high, cowboy.
Lebanese cowboys. They call my dad the Lebanese cowboy because he's got a countryside to him.
You know, the actual original Lebanese cowboys is Zaddix. Zaddix are Lebanese
Really?
ranchers. Yeah, they're Lebanese.
Really?
Zaddix.
From Iowa?
I actually didn't know that they were Lebanese.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, it's Arabic weddings are huge though, man. It's just like
Oh, they're massive.
yeah, it's a lot of work to plan too, and so I felt I know where Maddie is kind of probably feeling
Yeah.
because Allie felt the same way.
And the families are huge.
Yeah.
And you
Is
can't
Maddie's
leave
family
anybody
big?
out. No, but she has a lot of friends. She has a
Okay.
very small family.
That's how
a lot
Allie,
of friends.
Allie has like a very small family, but they have a lot of family.
I'm like,
friends.
can we cut some of these friends out? But then I've got like 300 people. I'm
Yeah,
like,
exactly. And that's how I was because I
Yeah.
wanted to invite more family, but I can't like take over everything because my family's
Right.
so. Arabic families are intimidating, especially
Yeah.
if the other family's not Arabic.
Yeah,
You know what I
everyone's
mean?
gonna get hurt that doesn't get invited to. It's like, why didn't you invite me? Like,
Right, you
oh,
gotta
I said
invite
no
everybody.
kids. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it happened to
otherwise
Jordan.
you got problems.
Somebody got Jordan's just getting yelled at because he said no kids, and he's like, okay, there's only like a few. Who was it? Again?
But we were kids and we never
Yeah.
went to 'cause
no.
there was weddings
no,
that said no kids. You know
Right.
what I
Why
mean?
would you have kids
Right.
at a wedding? It doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense.
Yeah, throughout this process and like my brother and my sister getting married, I am now like, if you don't invite me to a wedding, I'm not going to take it personal.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
I understand completely
100%.
after going through all these processes.
Yeah,
so
it's tough. It really
Yeah.
is tough.
I get it. Like,
Yeah.
you're spending $100 a plate on
Yeah,
somebody.
where's my invite? I didn't get it yet.
We haven't been sent out yet. We'll see.
Just if
Okay.
you make the
We'll see.
cut.
Yeah, we'll see how you act towards me the next 3 months.
Yeah, well, I'm not getting.
You better
married.
start buying his meals.
yeah,
You
yeah.
won't have to worry
Making
about
up
my
for all the
wedding.
times you forgot your wallet.
Yeah, he did the other day.
Did he forget his wallet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
We got demos. He's like, oh,
I
yeah,
honestly forgot.
I got you.
What's the new? What is the motive behind that?
I forget.
You really do forget?
Inshallah, I swear to God. On the Quran, I forget. There you go.
That's all
Set
right,
on
man.
record.
No, it's okay.
It just
I
if
got
you're
it. I
not
always
gonna
got your
Venmo
back.
request me, I have ADHD and I have 40 other things that I'm trying to focus on. Like I'm not gonna remember to pay somebody for like.
No,
breakfast.
Malik's been good about getting me back for all the times I got. It's not about that.
I don't mind
care.
anyway.
I
If
always
it's
like
lunch
it's
and,
Miles.
like, I
Like
don't have a problem
Miles
buying
is
That's
the
the Arabic
worst.
hospitality too.
Yeah.
You're gonna not
Yeah.
let someone not eat.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Arabs are the cheapest dudes in the world, but if you go to dinner with everybody,
Yeah.
I got the bill.
Yeah,
fighting
dude,
over
it's a
the
fist fight.
First person
It's a
to get the
fist fight.
bill.
Yeah,
It's
that
a
when
fist fight.
when everybody's done with food, they start to sit back and look at each other like they're standing off for who's gonna
Yeah,
take the.
we went to Dearborn because my uncle has a restaurant, Al Amir's.
Yeah.
And literally, him and my other uncle were like ready to fight because he didn't want to make him pay, and my other uncle wanted to pay. They're
They do
fighting in the middle
they
of
do
the
sneaky
restaurant.
shit too. They'll go to the bed. I'm going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then they give the check to the waiter.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad's done that a million
Give
times.
his card.
Oh, okay. The bill was already paid for. They start looking at each other.
And you can tell the ones that really don't want to pay, but they feel like they have to argue so they don't look out of place.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
that's it. Just try it like that. No, I got it. Oh, you're right.
You take it. Yeah.
You're right.
Okay, I'll get the next one.
Yeah.
It's funny, man. It's so funny that like cultures like that, and there's other cultures too, but no matter what family you're from, it's all like the same.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or like you
Yeah.
go to your aunt's house, you have to eat.
Did that make you feel
100%.
like
Yeah, if you don't eat, it's disrespectful.
Oh yeah.
So,
When you like training in
100%.
Lebanon, going to Lebanon and going through that process, being raised Lebanese, it probably made it feel a little bit more comforting knowing that like.
oh yeah, for sure.
it's
And
probably
we
similar
actually have
to-
a house there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know that. So we have a house there that my dad bought from my grandfather. So the last time we were there, we were trying to make sure all the paperwork was transferred, which is a headache in itself.
Who takes care of your house when you're not there?
So sometimes there's residents in there, but right now or like people that we rented out to.
Yeah.
But right now it's like kind of destroyed because my dad wanted to redo a bunch of stuff.
Is it in Beirut?
No, it's in Itanit, which is like,
it's
in the valley. It's like 2 hours out or like hour and a half out.
Yeah.
So, we were there for 10 days. Just tried to do some stuff with the house. It's like kind of destroyed.
Yeah.
He redid the electrical and, the part of the ceilings like caved in.
Yeah.
Like, so
just from times not being
right.
there?
Just from no one being there and taking care of it.
Right.
Yeah, Yellow, he updates it, make it matter.
Funny story, actually, while I was there. So the first couple times we went there, it was like a big deal. We took these horses into the mountains, and you see everything. You see like wild boars. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to do that this time.
I saw the Instagram picture. You're on horseback. You're talking about.
Yeah,
donkey.
it was like the one thing that I wanted to do when we were there.
Yeah.
So I was asking my dad the whole time while we were there, but my uncle doesn't have horses anymore. All he has is a bigger mule that's like 2 years old. It's like only for work, and another mule that's like a year old, smaller, and he's just growing up, but he only uses them for work.
So they're not broke in.
They have never been ridden.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that at the time.
Your dad definitely, it's like, let's go ride them.
So you
I didn't know that. So I was asking my dad the whole time, like, when are we going to ride the horses? When are we going to ride the horses? It's going to the mountains. And one guy was like gassing it up. He's like, oh yeah, we could go and shoot a boar and then we'll bring it down and eat it that night. And I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah,
like I'm down for that.
Yeah.
So we talked about it the whole trip. About like day like 6 or 7, my uncle's like, okay, we could go. So I go to get on this mule and it's just like a carpet over the mule. That's the saddle.
No saddle. So it probably hurt your ass.
There's no stirrups.
Yeah.
There's no reins. It's just a rope tied around its mouth and it's like gone back to you. It's just one rope. So everything was going fine with my mule, which is the bigger one. My dad's riding the smaller 1-year-old. His feet are like almost touching the ground. It's hilarious. And he kind of like fell off slightly, and I was like laughing at him, like dying laughing, like trying to make fun of him and stuff.
His
he gets
feet
back
are almost
on.
touching the ground.
The first mule he was gonna ride actually wouldn't move. They're so stubborn, it wouldn't move. He's like hitting it in the ass.
Stubborn as a mule.
Yeah, stubborn as a mule.
Yeah.
It would not move. So they got him a different one, and he's riding it up. The 1-year-old, and his feet are almost touching the ground. It's funny. Almost fell off, making fun of him. All of a sudden, I'm drinking out of my water bottle. And I don't know if the plastic, like making noise, scared it or something. Yeah. But this mule takes off on me. And I'm on the back pulling its face. Yeah. Like trying to yell at it to stop.
Right.
He's just sprinting.
And they can probably run pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like a horse's size. So like it's not as small as a donkey.
Yeah.
The one I was on at least.
Yeah. And if you fall off, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
At that speed.
I have 2 hands on the reins and he kind of like bucks me forward. And I try to like swing my back leg around and just like land on my feet, like do something real cool.
Yeah.
And I ended up just going, when I tried to swing my legs, I had nothing to put my hands on because I'm holding the rope. So I went right over my head, smacked my forehead on a rock, rolled, got right up. And I'm like looking around and I can't see. And the sun is so bright there. I can't see anything. I got heavily concussed.
Yeah.
And I just feel blood like rushing down my forehead.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, like what just happened? It's probably one of the most unathletic things I've done in my life.
What happened to the horse? I mean, the mule.
The mule kept running. My uncle chasing and got it. My dad comes. I had my shirt off around my waist or on my waistband at the time.
Yeah.
And he grabbed my shirt and wrapped it around my head. My uncle tied the mule up to a tree. He's like, we'll get him later.
Yeah.
And he ran down to try to get the Jeep to meet us halfway up the mountain because there's like a bridge you cross. He was going to meet us by the bridge. Mm-hmm. So I'm like stumbling down this mountain, bleeding down my face. Huge gash in the middle of my forehead. Just so mad.
What was your dad saying?
My dad's like, I don't know. It's hard to tell. There's blood everywhere. I can't really tell how deep it is. So he's just like kind of like holding me like we're walking down. We get into the Jeep. They drive me to the hospital. And we get to the hospital. And my dad's just speaking Arabic with all the guys. And I'm like, man, does it need stitches? Like, how bad is it? So I lay down on the table. They're cleaning it up. And my dad's like, they're saying it's going to need stitches for sure. I'm like, all right, that's fine. So the first guy comes up to me, speaks like bad English. He's like, okay, I can do this, but I am not the best. He's like, we have another guy. He is the best. I'm like, get me the
haircut or
I'm like, get your ass out of here then. Like, yeah.
You're about to get a fade.
He's
That's what it
literally
sounds
telling
like.
me, he's like, I can do it, but I'm not very good.
At least he was honest.
I'm like, okay, then you're not doing it. Like,
Yeah,
go get the doctor. It's like some nurse.
Doctor says that.
Yeah.
I will do it, but
An
I'm not
honest
very
one.
good.
An
I can
honest
do this,
one. We
but
need more honest doctors.
I am not very good. Okay, give me the best guy.
Yeah.
So this other guy comes in and he's like, speaks bad English too, but he actually did a really good job on my forehead.
What'd he say
It's kind of
again?
hard to see now.
Okay, I
if you
will
look,
not
you
put
can tell.
very many stitches in. No, I told you to
Yeah,
put
so
one
I'm
in.
like, he's telling me it's needing stitches. I'm like, do as many stitches as you need. He's like, don't worry, I won't put that many. I'm like, no, put as many as it needs, you know, make sure it heals.
All right.
So it was so swollen. It was like out to here.
Yeah.
And it was pussing the next 2 days on the trip, kind of like ruined the end of the trip.
Ugh. Then you had to travel with that.
Then I had to travel
Plane ride
home. And it started to go down, and I kind of like ripped off the bandages, and it looks better than I thought because at first I'm like, I'm Harry Potter.
Yeah, true.
I literally have a scar on my head.
it looks
and it
so
does
funny.
this, like it goes side to side.
It looks
Yeah.
so funny.
So it was really bad.
Not a good experience
It was a great trip until then.
up until then.
Yeah, so
No more. But
Made
next
it
time maybe
interesting.
you'll ride a horse, not a mule.
yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I don't have like a fear of horses now. But
No.
you do have a fear of Logan Paul, though.
yeah.
Logan Paul. You wrestled
Yeah.
Logan Paul in high school.
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And you
Yes,
kicked
he
his
made that
ass.
video. That's all bullshit. He made that
Oh,
video.
I saw that. He made like a legitimate Abounader. He called you like Abounader, like a
Yeah,
Terminator. They made it on his YouTube, like a legitimate comic.
Yeah, so he made that video. It's actually decently accurate until he says that he threw me to my back and I like slipped out. Like he lat
Never
dropped me or
happened.
something. Never happened. Never.
No.
Actually, the way the match happened was I was pushing him out of bounds so many times.
Yeah.
He had 4 stall calls on him. And on the 4th one, you get choice. So I was winning like 8-0 off like stall calls.
Yeah.
And he picked
Was he
down.
ranked or something? Was he good? Was he any good?
He was like undefeated before I wrestled him.
Really?
But
Was he
he
just
wrestled for
headlocking everybody?
Westlake, which is like, it's like a league, you know. I like when I wrestled at St. Ed's, like kind of how DCC is. You wrestle all over. You wrestle
Yeah.
people from all over because it's
Right.
private school.
But there is Catholic leagues that only wrestle within the Catholic
Oh
league.
my God, Catholic League is an embarrassment for CC. It's not hard at all.
yeah. So I wrestled him and then he picked down and I power halved him and pinned him. And there's a really good picture of him with a black eye. And
Yeah, during that match that he was stalling out.
yeah, he was one more stall call. He would have stalled out.
Why is he trying to fight you? Was he an Indian?
He's not trying to fight me.
I know.
Well, there was something though for a minute,
The
right?
influencer, $10,000, and he picked
Yeah.
some.
No. Before that, didn't KB No Swag like say,
Yeah.
Yeah.
trying to get
KB
you to
No
fight him?
Swag reached out to me. He's like, "Can I promote this?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, promote it."
Promote the
Us fighting.
Yeah, to the reaction to the video because he was
Yeah.
saying about
won't
like
fight you,
talking
bro.
about fighting
He's
him.
gonna
Yeah, and
pick
they had
easy
him on a
fights.
podcast and like brought it up with the Barstool guys.
Yeah,
So it was kind of cool, like a little bit of clout or whatever. But
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't want to fight. He has nothing to gain from fighting me.
No.
And he has a lot to gain from fighting somebody else famous. So
Right, yeah.
it doesn't make
yeah.
sense for
He
him.
put that tweet out about, and like all the wrestling accounts shared it right
Yeah,
away about
of
him
course,
fighting
yeah.
an influencer. It was funny to see some of the accounts like respond to like he's not gonna.
There's so many
wrestle you.
wrestlers trying to look for clout off that. Like, you would never fight me. It's like, bro, why would he fight you?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah,
It's
Makes
not,
no
like
sense.
they're gonna get somebody,
Honestly, the worst part is all these Logan Paul little kid followers
Yeah.
spam me with DMs.
do they?
Really?
They spam me. So I
Still?
just, oh yeah, it's still like, I would say like at least 5 a week.
Oh my god!
Now, when it happened, I was getting like 20 a day.
Really?
Just like 20 little kids a day with like 5 followers that were just spamming me like, Logan Paul, kick your ass. Like, like I don't know you.
These little
Yeah.
kids need to get their ass whooped, bro.
Yeah.
See what
Right.
Logan Paul's doing?
That was the
See what
worst
Logan
part
Paul
about
All
it.
doing?
of
See
Logan
what-
Paul's merch sells out. It's all small.
See what
No mediums or larges. It's all
See what
little ass
America's
kids.
doing, bro. Imagine if I said that. My parents called me. He'll whoop my ass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did say that.
When?
Probably when you're little, but not when your parents.
Oh
were
man, my
listening.
parents called me on Facebook one of the times. On Facebook, not even saying anything bad. Whoop my ass. Wasn't allowed to be on any
Yeah.
social media.
Arab families are not against.
Not even Arab. My
giving
dad
your kid
could
a
care
spanking.
less.
No.
My dad, as long as wrestling's good, my dad's like, oh, whatever, you're good.
Cameron
My-
got the brute end
Yeah.
of the stick when he was little. Man.
But he was a little bastard.
See, for me, as my older brother did,
Yeah.
made all the mistakes and got in trouble for it. And
Really?
I
Yeah,
just-
that my family, that's for sure. But if we're looking at our family as a whole, Cameron for sure, man. Remember when he was
his
running
sons
around
are
the
right.
house and my Aunt Tanya had a bowl of flour? I don't know what Cameron was doing. He pissed my Uncle Sam off somehow. My Uncle Sam's couldn't catch him. Obviously, Cameron's so quick. My Uncle
Yeah.
Sam's running like like what's his name? Like
Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph. He's more like the guy from. He looks like King K. Rool running around trying to catch him.
You see, my dad won't chase me. He just be like,
Dude,
I know where you sleep.
Were you a hellion growing up or no?
A what?
Like a Hellraiser growing up?
Not as bad as my brother, but
No.
I wasn't no perfect child. I got in trouble.
Let me
a decent
finish.
amount.
So Cameron's running around the kitchen. My Aunt Tanya's in the kitchen with the pot of flour, and Cameron runs into the pot of the flour. You remember?
Yeah.
And you hear poof,
Flour everywhere.
and there's flour all over the kitchen.
Yeah, it was.
My Aunt Tanya's covered. Cameron looks like a ghost. My Uncle Sam's like, what the hell just happened?
yeah.
I think that's part of the reason why he's so aggressive for his age is because he grew up just getting his ass kicked.
All
like me.
Same. My
Miles,
brother's 6 years
Malik.
older than me and beat the hell out of me growing up.
Jordan used to push him in the swamp. Like,
I got in a lot of fights growing up. I got in trouble for that. But
Really?
Other than that, I didn't really.
I never got in any fights when I was younger.
No.
I got in trouble a lot, but I was never in any fights.
Malik pushed me into a swamp when we were
I
younger.
did. I kicked him right in the swamp.
No, hold on. Before you go, because
Let's
you're
hear
going to have a
his
different story.
Let's hear his story.
So
See who you
Malik,
believe.
I just got, okay, so you remember like 2006, 2005, and Nike Shocks was all the rage.
Yeah.
So I just got a brand new pair of
No,
Nike
it
Shocks.
wasn't Nike Shocks, Dadas. Remember?
No, they're
Dadas?
Nike Shocks. They're
No,
white Nike
it was.
Shocks, all white with a red swoosh. I remember, in red Shocks. And
guy
I was
still beat up
pumped. I
about
got them
it.
for Christmas, and it was like February, so it was
You
really
were jumping high.
It was
you were
mushy
balling
out. Yeah. So I was at Malik's house, and at the time he lived by a little swamp. It was half frozen over, half
There's
not.
a pond.
And we went over there, and Malik was mad at me for something I think I did to him in the video game.
That's not it.
Okay.
What happened is because he doesn't have the correct story. I have such a great memory. This guy. That's why I love this guy. When
It's
he says
CNN
something,
versus
I
Fox
come
News.
in-
I mean,
I come-
which
no,
one's right?
first of all, I'm the Al Jazeera. I'm the most accurate. So he comes. So I'm like looking into the water, and him and Miles like, oh, and I slipped. Nobody pushed me, but I slipped, and I almost fell in the water. So I got pissed that they were making fun of me because I was trying to like catch a toad or something. So
Catch a
Jordan,
toad.
that's what we were looking at. We were looking at a frog or something in the
Yeah.
in the little
He remembers.
area.
He remembers.
So Jordan and Miles are going to look at the frog. They're trying to catch it, and I walk out of there. I'm like, fuck this, man. These guys are making fun of me. So Miles sees me coming. So Miles gets out of the way. I literally jump and kick Jordan.
I go in the swamp. Like, I'm talking
Jordan.
swamp where you
And
see
Jordan
Yeah.
couldn't. Jordan wasn't
Just
a very
muck.
good swimmer.
Muck.
Jordan wasn't a very good swimmer.
my shoes
at
are
this point.
destroyed.
Yeah.
They're in the muck.
He's like drowning.
One I think got
Brand
lost in
new
the muck.
Nike
Listen,
Shocks.
Brand new, and I had
Yeah.
to walk home and listen to him squish. When made it
Number one,
made
number
it
one,
worse every
number
time I
one.
hear him squish.
Jordan was not a good swimmer. So Jordan was freaking out in the water. I'm such an idiot. I run home.
Sprinting home.
I don't
Well,
help
yeah,
at all.
It's not an idiot. It's
Yeah.
because you knew
Yeah.
what was about to happen.
Yeah.
Well, I should have helped him get out of the water.
No,
shouldn't
so
have.
I get out. Anyways, the
swim
story
home.
gets good when I go. So I get back. I take a shower. Blah blah blah. Malik comes downstairs like a dog like a tail between his legs, saying sorry.
Yeah.
I
My
tell him to like
dad.
basically go screw off. I go up to his room a little bit later because I was downstairs with Miles, and he's just in his closet, kind of like half naked, just putting underwear after underwear on, just like nonstop pairs of like.
knew that
He
my
put
dad
like
was gonna
90
smack
pairs of
my
whitey
ass.
tighties on, and like you could see like the layers of underwear. It looked like a giant diaper, and he put them on so because he knew his dad was gonna come home and just whoop his ass, and like that, and he did. He
did.
thought the padding was gonna help, but
did.
that's
It
that's
did help.
Lebanese. That's
It did help.
Lebanese
It did
families,
help.
man.
I was
That's
like-
like
I was like
culture
this.
families.
He would hit me
like
by ah. Didn't hurt at all.
Yeah.
I think it only helped me growing up.
Yeah.
You know, I
I never got
disciplined.
beat, but if I did something wrong, I got smacked in the
broken
mouth.
any bones or
Yeah.
like made bruises or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But nobody
My
does.
dad had a state championship ring that he used to wear when he would coach, and he
Oh,
would just turn it around and just smack me in the head with it. And it was like, it kind of woke your ass up a little bit that you were doing something stupid.
Oh man, I got smacked in the head when I was like a junior in high school.
Yeah.
The hell, man! I thought I was outgrown.
And
on
they
that.
throw whatever they can grab at you.
Oh,
Oh,
my mom.
My mom. Yep. Mom.
mom.
Spoons, forks. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Shoes.
And if she misses, she's more mad.
Yeah. Yeah.
You might as well
exactly.
jump in front of it and
Yeah,
take
yeah,
the hit
yeah,
because
yeah.
if she throws something at you and misses or hits something
It's your
and
fault.
breaks, yeah. Oh,
Like when
man.
my dad would whip something at Cam when he was little, Cameron would think it's a game and he'd step like this and he'd miss him, and then he would like do something to my dad, like stick his tongue out and continue to run.
Yeah.
It'd only piss him off even worse.
Cameron was the type of kid, and my Uncle Sam would give him a choice, like, do you want it easy, hard, or medium? Cameron would say hard. And Michael Sam was like, "Psh, you can't, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? Because you asked for it."
It's the same growing up in all the no matter what type of.
It's the way it is. You do something wrong, you get a little smack for it.
But I think that us growing up like that, and obviously we're biased because we both did. I think that it kind of has helped us become like the citizens and the people we are in the real world today. Realizing like it's not all sugar coated.
Yeah, there's consequences to being disrespectful.
Yeah.
You know,
It comes back to the point that we said earlier.
Because we're both like, I would never even think to go out looting and destroying things.
No.
Because if I did,
dude,
my dad.
I'm 25 years old. I live in my own house. I have a wife and a kid coming, but my dad would still kick my ass like I'm a little kid.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's just super disrespectful and it's not how we were raised. And I think that culture.
Well, that's how it is in the black community too. Oh my God.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't want to do that, man.
Yeah,
they spank their kids.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm for spanking kids.
Yeah,
Pro
100%.
spanking.
Well, I think we're all pro spanking.
Yeah.
It's helped us grow up into the people
My
we
political
are.
statement for the day.
Yeah, pro spanking.
But all right, Dom, it's been a pleasure talking to you, reconnecting a little bit after the quarantine's kind of held everybody apart. You haven't been here in a while. Yeah. So, but it's been great talking to you. I appreciate your time. And
thanks for having me on.
I also want to add one thing. We kind of talked about it earlier about the thing in Lebanon. I think Lebanon still needs everybody's help. It's not in the news. People are starting to lack on posting on social media. I've tried to started to stay active about it. But it's going to take a lot of time to rebuild. And I know it hits close to home for all of us because we're Lebanese. But I'm pretty sure you have it in your Instagram bio. We all have it in our Instagram bio. If you don't know how to donate, you can personally, DM me, text me, do whatever you can to reach out to me, and I'll guide you the right way. So we still need your help. It's a long road ahead in Lebanon, and we just appreciate your support. So
yeah, they definitely need all the help they could get.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Yep.
All right, guys.
All right.
It's a wrap.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
The Cave Talk.